What's going on, YouTube? Welcome in. Today we got another beautiful build for you. Today's star is a brand new cooler coming over from Gamdias. Now, we were over at CES this year, 2025, over in Las Vegas back in January, and we got hands-on with this cooler. We saw it in person, and he said, I need to build with it. 9000 X3D, going on the beautiful TOMAHAWK X870E board coming from MSI. We've got 48 gigs of RGB RAM coming from Team Delta, Team Delta RGB, 6400 megahertz CL32 kit, which is a sweet spot, especially if you're doing any kind of like Tarkov or FPS games. A lot of memory leaks in today's games. That extra 48 gigs or the extra 16 gigs over 32 really helps out in a lot of these FPS titles. We've got a 2 terabyte Kingston KC3000 drive as well for storage. Plenty of storage in that beautiful drive. It's going all in the beautiful, and I say beautiful, one of my favorite cases here on the channel, the Lian 216 RGB, which is a fantastic case. Really good for a lot of bigger cards because today we have a bigger card and that beautiful RTX 5070 Ti, but not just any 5070 Ti. We've got the Gaming Trio OC, so that beautiful big MSI. I love this card. Probably one of my favorite cards from MSI going in today's case. And we're powering today's beautiful build with the Asus TUF sleeve cable and the TUF 1200G. You ordered a 1000 watt, we upgrade them to a 1200 watt. Just something we do here at StintsBuild. Let us know what you think of this build down in the comments. Make sure to hit that like button to help us with the algorithm. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as well if you want to see more beautiful PCs like this ending up over in your YouTube feed. You want to catch us live on a raw like it is right now as I record this intro. You can join us any Monday, Wednesday, or Friday over our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/stints. We stream around 11 a.m. Eastern. We hope to see you soon. Let's get all the beautiful parts. Let me get the music going again. And we're going to get started on today's beautiful build for Aaron up there at West Point.
Really, 9050X3D? No. It's worthless. It's honestly almost pointless to get for gaming, especially if you're going to be doing mostly 8-core games. Yeah, we've been avoiding. I mean, honestly, it looks good, but not a lot of creators are going to need it unless they're single PC gaming and streaming. If you're just gaming, it's not worth it. Not worth it, in my opinion, the price. 9000X3D is the king right now. 9000X3D is the king. Most games are really only using 6 cores. Sometimes doing 4 cores. Some will get into the 8. But like an 8-core CPU is plenty in 2025 for most games. Get this motherboard out like we have it. Go top down. Take a look at this beautiful board. X870E today. Sheesh. Did they give us white? Yo, MSI, what are you doing? What? So I might give him a different one. I have an MSI one right here. I have an Asus one right here. I'm not sure if he's using Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi here adapter he was given is white on a black board. I wonder if that's just a packaging issue and they were going through the factory. I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's a new quick connect too. It's weird they give you white. I bet you the reason they're doing the white is because it's white cables and a white Wi-Fi. I bet you they did this because they're going to they have a new mesh kit. They're trying to go with that whole vibe of it. It's white, so you have a white Wi-Fi antenna adapter. I mean, that's just interesting. Let's get our CPU, down and in. Our tray, 9000X3Ds, we got another tray of them yesterday. Appreciate that as always to our AMD partners. Being an AMD partner. There we go. Socket looks good. No bent pins. Down we go, 9000X3D. Down we go. Let's grab our NVMe drive next. 2 terabyte Kingston KC3000. Tried and true. Number one NVMe drive we use here at StintsBuild. Closely followed by his little brother, the 1 terabyte. And then actually the 2 terabyte NV3 is our other one we use, probably our third most used drive. It says you can't beat this drive for the price. Again, the customer service from Kingston is the best. Just having a conversation today with another integrator out in Chicago. I mentioned earlier, TJ over at Alexander, and talking about how the Kingston is just superior. Because we're seeing some other people going to other drives that aren't really, we've tested that we don't really like. It's surprising, and I said I won't change it. I said I'm not going to try and save more money. I'd rather educate our end user customer about the quality of these drives than have them put drives in that aren't going to stand up to what I think is longevity. So that's why we use Kingston. All right. Next is going to be our cooler. Let's take a look at this. The new Chione P5. You guys want to see it up close? Boom, there it is. That looks clean. That looks really clean. I've heard about really good things about these coolers. I really like the Gamdias team. I've met with them multiple times over the last couple of years. They've been really, really nice people. And I am excited about this cooler. It's a cooler that we might stock here now moving forward. I want to get hands-on with it. See how it installs, see the kind of pressure it is, quality of the RGB. It's already pre-assembled on top, which I like. And Intel, let's look at the AMD instructions. AMD AM5. We got some bracket, so it is going to be 4 screws. Yay, I like that. All right, let's get our AMD screws out. We'll need these. I like that. Looks like it's going to be a pretty smooth install, which I like to see too. That's gonna be our AMD bracket. You can see how it's gonna sit, like so. Actually more like so. Let's get our factory retention clips out. Those will go back to the customer because you're gonna utilize the back plate. All right. Go down in with down in with these clips, put them away. Customer has that in the bag, that's what we always do. So the certain side, of course, you can see it, coarse thread is on the bottom. They have a fine thread for the top, good. Okay, now the coarse thread, the coarse thread here, might be hard to see on the camera. Coarse thread is gonna go down into the factory standoff, so that's gonna be a fine thread for the top. The screws, the fact that it has a 4-point mounting system versus the typical clips, I like to see that. It means you're gonna get really good pressure across the top of the die of the CPU, top of the CCD here across the top, and it's gonna be more efficient in my opinion, typically. Not that these CPUs run hot, it's just nice to see that. So I like that from Gamdias. Got that all done there. So let's move everything aside because we're gonna put the RAM in next. Before we get the case out, get the RAM out. Again, we have a Delta RAM today, 48 gigs of 64C32, which is a sweet spot. Again, 6000C30 or 64C32, sweet spot for 900 extra D chips right now. Two beautiful Delta kits. Since this customer's order, a lot of people we've been pushing and moving people to 64 gig kits. But so we're going to be moving off our website, so 40 gig is going to be plenty. Some people want 64 gigs, so we have those upgrades now. Beautiful board today, X870 Tomahawk, 900 XT down the socket. Stand option in place for that Chione P5, a 2 terabyte Kingston K3000 drive down and in. And then we have our 48 gigs of 6400C32 RAM there, coming in from the team in the Delta RGB. Get the case out, guys. Boom. We're taking our panels off. Again, 216, fantastic case. One of the best for the price. You fit a lot in this case without it being super massive. The way I like it. There we go. All opened up. All right, so we're gonna flip this around. We're gonna go top down right away, get the motherboard down and in. Right into the build today. Get the board down and in. Get a screwdriver. Start getting these screws down and in for the motherboard. 9 standoff locations today on this board. Very nice looking board. Yeah, the Tomahawk is a really good board all the way around. Whether you're on the B650, the B850, the X870, X870E, they're phenomenal boards. Honestly, all MSI boards are pretty darn rock solid right now. That's why I use a lot of MSI primarily, because the price to performance, it's just there. Asus has a lot of like function they like to offer. MSI just offers performance to value. That's why we use a lot of them. That's why like 90% of our boards are MSI. All right. There it is. That's an absolute beauty right there. Got front panel connections in. These cables in. We have Type-C and USB 3. Get in right away. There we go. Oop, they moved it around. There we go. Type-C's in. Perfect. After we get these cables in, we're going to move on to the power supply. What's great is this case also has a built-in RGB and fan hub. I think we've talked about it before. So we can have all the RGB running on the same kind of circuit. So the RGB is all similar, which we'll do again on today's build too with the Chione. Run into the back of the hub here for the RGB control. And obviously it'll probably most likely have USB. I haven't looked at it yet, but I'll most likely have USB for the control of the LCD, which is pretty standard in a lot of the coolers today. Price to performance in this case is like unmatched, really. Nothing's really come out that really competes with it in terms of like single like ATX tower. Also, you can do extended ATX on this as well. So it's just a really good case. Got our front panel connection in before we get the power supply out, chat. Actually pop these through here so you don't need to hide these. Hide those cables. The front panel connection in, which is gonna be our front panel. There it is. All right, in we go with our HD audio. Once we get this in, we're gonna move on to the power supply. And actually we have our RGB, then we're gonna move on to our power supply. All right, RGB, PWM, coming down and in. Just gonna go right here, PWM, RGB. All right. I like that this board has 3 5.0 RGB, which is the new standard for RGB. You've got one here, you've got one here, and I believe you have one up here. So it's nice there's 3 5.0 RGB on this board as well. MSI has been kind of doing that across most of their boards now, and that's a big plus for me. There's the cables in the back, already kind of getting dialed in, set up in place. It's got our SATA right here. It's going to power the RGB hub that's built in. Let's get our power supply out, which we upgraded today for the customer. We have a 1200 watt TUF, because the 1000 watts have been on back order for a while. So the big thing what happened, people don't realize is on top of the parts being really limited at the end of the year, we went into the new year, parts are being manufactured. We went into the February, and it was Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year means parts are just now kind of trickling in March. So we're middle of March, parts are finally coming back in. Power supplies, we've seen power supplies, RAM, obviously GPUs. the big one, and motherboards all being hit pretty hard on availability. So Asus power supplies are one of them. So we upgraded today to 1200 watt on the house. So, yep. That's like a $40 upgrade too. 1,000 and 1,200 watts, like a $40 difference, which is crazy. Some of the other ones are like 10 or 20 bucks. This is a $40 upgrade. All right, here's a beautiful ATX 3.0 power supply from Asus. Power cables, everything like that's gonna go in the motherboard box. And I'm gonna seal the zip ties. We'll need some more zip ties for this build. Put them over here. Also our power supply screws, which we're gonna need. Today, 24-pin main. We will need our EPS1, a SATA, EPS2, and we will need a single PCIe. Where are you hiding? There's 12 volt high power. Where's our PCIe? There's PCIe. All those cables today, all these extra cables like this in a motherboard box. A lot of cables in today's build. We'll make it look nice and sweet, nice and pretty. 2 12 volt high power cables you can power on this bad boy. Whew. A lot of juice. A lot of juice in this bad boy. Last one to plug in is going to be this last PCIe here. This is the power of the board. More power on there. There's all our cables. Let's get this bad boy in. Slide it in, slide it back. There we go, all in. All right, get it secured. Right, we're gonna go up and over with our EPS. We'll get this in, we're gonna move on to our cooler. Actually, once you get these cables done, but first is gonna be our EPS, then our 20 volt high power, and then we're gonna move on to the cooler. There it is. Our EPS, our 4+4 EPS power. The great thing about this case is it does have like little clips back here to keep the EPS cables and all of our side running cables in. So you don't have to really do a lot of zip tying, but it's just nice that they have that all in. Next, we're on our 24-pin main, up and in. There we go, all in there. All right, 12 volt high power, we're gonna run this up and through. We go right up through here for later. Cable's looking pretty clean on the back. Let's get the cooler out. Cooler out. Let's take a look at this cooler. This is the big thing we wanted to see is how does this cooler look? So I like so far that A, it's all pre-assembled. The question is how does the RGB run? They have a switch built in for this thing. Interesting. All right. Let's see how this thing runs. There we go. Packaging off. RGB looks good. Ooh, I like that. There's not a lot of cables. All the RGB runs right inside here, which means there's no cables hanging off the sides. Very nice. Okay, Gamdias. Gamdias. Is this magnetic? Oh, yes, tell me it is. Oh, it is. It's a magnetic LCD screen. So you can move it around. It's a big W. Here to mount this thing, I'm just gonna get all these cables off here. We'll put this on after. This is the one we wanna get done, then we'll run all these after. We know how it's gonna sit inside. Okay, that's impressive. Initially, like, it's not a huge pump. Not a lot of cables, just PWM. There's no SATA, only except for the LCD screen, which is gonna happen. This is a power switch. I'm guessing for that, I'll have to read about that, but this is pretty good. Good looking fans, good static pressure, really clean system, really gonna be pretty straightforward to install this AIO. Does not have any pre-installed thermal paste, so you make sure it's done right. It does have a cooling plate protector. Let's go top down, let's get it installed. Let's go above, let's get our thermal paste and our bracket. Let's say which way the bracket's supposed to go. Let me see. Tubes down. Okay, tubes down. Bracket slides towards the tubes. Okay. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy peasy. All right. We're gonna get some thermal paste. Marvels? Is that what you're playing? Marvels? I've heard it's fun. The whole Overwatch Marvels type of game, that ain't it for me. Right? I like competitive SPF shooters. I've always liked them. It's kind of why I had a thing for COD. It's why I always had a thing for PUBG. I've always liked competitive FPS. So, right now I've been playing a lot of PUBG again. All right, get the screw down. There's that. Now, how do they have you put the pump back on? Cables. Which way do they want you to put the cables? They want it to go just like this. We're going to leave the protector on, but it goes like this. Like that. You can hide the cables, go off the side. Oh, those were strong magnets. All right, let's go up top. Let's get this ready to mount the rad. All right, get these cables ran, get this pump in. Oh, it's gonna be able to run right through here too in this case. It's almost like it's meant to be built in this case. It's nice, right there, run all the way across the top of the back. All right, let's get our screws we need for the rad. We get 2 of these screws in, so you can spin it around, you guys can see it. Plenty of space up there to run them through. There it is, chat. rads in. Run this down. This is going to be our CPU header. Do this in. We're going to move on to getting the pump installed. Then our GPU. This on before you start worrying about any of the cabling and stuff like that. SATA line could be a little bit longer. My goodness, it's gonna make me. Yeah, it could be a little bit longer. Like this is a really short SATA cable. I would say it's the only downfall so far of this entire build is that super short power cable. You need a SATA extension cable. Be a little bit cleaner. The cables coming off the cooler, but they're not terrible. There you go, chat. It's pretty solid. And the SATA cable is the downfall. Perfect. There we go. Clip this. USB in. The cellophane off, and then guess what's after that, chat? After we get that cellophane off, it's time to get that GPU out. Whoo, this card looks good. 5070 Ti gaming trio today, chat. This thing is, this right here is a dime. Oof. Oof. Ooh, the brush black backplate. With the dragon. That's a clean 5070 Ti right there, chat. That's a damn clean 5070 Ti. 2 slaughter today. System's gonna look real nice when it's lit up. Get this bad boy in, up and in we're gonna go. 3, 2, 1. Woo, that thunked good. That thunked really good. On gaming mode, duh. Boom, there it is. It looks good. It's sturdy too. And we go with the 12-volt high power cable. Pull some of that slack down. Enough yapping for me. Let's light this bad boy up. Exclamation point light up in chat.
Guys, thanks for coming in and liking another video here on YouTube. Make sure to hit that like button, help us with the algorithm. Make sure people find us and see all the beautiful PCs we build. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button as well. Remember, we build these systems live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over on our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/stints. Come over, hang out, chat it up with us, watch us build beautiful PCs for everybody in the community. And remember, let's go.